We're going to take an existing piece of plain jewelry and we're going to give it a little bit of personality. In this case, we're going to put a little feature on it. This is very simple. It takes a very small amount of tools. Need a jeweler's saw with a 4/0 blade. It would be nice if we had a barrette file, but we can use just a number 2 cut flat hand file and a sanding stick with 400 grade sandpaper on it. So take your piece, lay out your pattern. You can just do it with texture marks if you want, or you can be really super accurate and measure it. Your eye is usually good enough to tell you whether it's symmetrical or not. It can be any pattern you want. With the bangle, we'll just hold it on our bench peg. With the ring, which works exactly the same, we'll hold it in our little wooden ring clamp. You could hold it in your fingers, but it's a little bit tedious. Now, the 4/0 blade that we're using is 1/2 millimeter, not wide, but deep. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut our line just to the depth of that blade. So this material is 1.5 millimeters thick, and with our blade only 0.5. If we don't go any deeper than just the height of the blade, we'll be all right. So cut your pattern just to the depth of the blade. I usually use a fingernail or a thumbnail to rub the blade against until it starts. So make all of your cuts, and you can see that it's just a very small mark. Now take your number 2 cut barrette file if you have one. They're nice because they have a really thin edge where you can just drop right down in to your saw cut. But truthfully, you can just use your number 2 cut saw. It has what they call a safe side, which is a side with no teeth. Drop that side down in your groove. And you're going to file at about a 45-degree angle. Turn it around, file the other side. You can see that that's opened that cut right up. And that's what we want. And do that on all of your cuts. When you get a nice pattern, roll your file a little bit so that you round off this groove. And then we're going to take our sanding stick, 400 grade paper, and we're just going to tidy that up. And what you want is to eliminate all of your file marks, and you don't want to see the bottom of the saw cut. So sand right down to the bottom so all of your marks disappear. So do all of your marks, and then we'll go straight onto a Tripoli polishing wheel. After you've sanded down in all of your grooves, just have a look. If you've put any little marks with your file or your saw up on top, use your sanding stick, follow the curve, and get those marks out. Now, at this point, After we've done 400 paper, we can go straight to Tripoli. If you want to refine it a little bit more, you can go to 800 grit sandpaper. But because silver is as soft as it is and these marks are fine enough, it will come out on the Tripoli wheel. If you don't have a big buffing wheel, what you can do is you can go finer and finer with sandpaper until you get to about 2000 grit, and then you can just take a polishing cloth. The other option is to leave the satin finish. So after you get all of your marks off, if you go over the whole thing, you can either use your 400 or 800 grade sandpaper, or you can use steel wool, and you can just put a satin texture on the whole thing. That's actually not bad. But we'll polish this one and see what it looks like. Well, actually, we know it'll look like that. Simple. So here's our bangle, which used to be plain, and with just a few minutes effort has given it a bit of personality. Now this works on pretty much anything with a curved surface. Works good on rings. You can use this technique on a flat surface, but you have to pay a little more attention because the flat ones are usually thinner and you don't want to go too deep and weaken the metal. But it does make a nice feature. Go to work.